Okay, good morning, everybody. Well, it's the morning over here. It's the 31st of March, 2020, and this is the last day of the month of March, the last day of the first quarter, and obviously we're going into the new quarter tomorrow, 1st of April. This is just a quick analysis of what I'm looking out for and how I'm expecting the markets to play out. Now, based on the data for today, we only have the consumer confidence for the USD coming out by 3 p.m. That's West African time. That should be about, let me see, about 8 hours from now, right? So for this Euro USD we have here, I'm short biased. I'm expecting the markets to punch to this area here. Probably just give us a quick retracement and then punch lower. And well, hopefully punches lower, and then hopefully we get our entry around this block here, and that's for Euro USD. So I'm short bias for Euro USD, and well, the trend is an uptrend, as you can see, right? And then if you look at USD chart, remember Euro USD and USD chart, they tend to move in opposite directions. So as I'm short biased on the Euro USD, I am long biased on the dollar Swede, probably a movement like this. People are expecting it, to drop from this point here, this point of resistance, to continue with the trend. But as it drops lower, don't forget you need to manage your trades well, because once you are selling from here and it drops lower, tighten it up. But I'm looking forward to buying. All right. So planning on buying somewhere around this area here. Just put a block around here, and then hopefully it pushes higher and then gets to this area here of where I would like to see this area tested, right? This was a false break and then the run back in, and then this one also uses a launching pad to drop further down, right? So well, trading is the same back to back. And at the end of the day, it's just for you to have your directional bias and stick with it. For cable GBP USD, last week on the weekly, we saw the market punch. We saw the buyers come in heavily, and there was some heavy buying at this lows here. When it got to this low here from 2016, right? You saw the heavy buying here, false break, and then it pushed much higher. But I think this move here is rather false. And if you ask me, people will be expecting it to push higher. But what I would like to see, right, from another perspective is from here, from this time frame, 1 hour, I would like to see maybe a small pull up, pull back, and then drop to these areas here. Because on this time frames, we have them as untested. This is actually untested as support. So at least if it comes this way, I would like to see this area tested, and that should give for a few hundred pips, which should be good for the week. And then let's move on quickly. We've talked about the dollar Swiss, opposite of the Euro USD. We have the dollar yen, and dollar yen is looking a bit messy, but in all the messiness, I believe I can say that in all the messiness, I'm looking for a follow through up. You can see this area here acting as support earlier, acted as resistance. We're expecting the same area now to now act, and this will now be an area of flip zone, right? A flip zone area. Don't forget, it's called an area level or zone and not a price point. So even though we put these horizontal lines here, it's just for our eyes, just to fine tune things for our eyes. But it doesn't mean it must be that exact line. It's more of the area level or zone. So we're looking for the market pushing much higher on this dollar yen. And then we have dollar card. Dollar card, well, everything the same story at the end of the day. Dollar card looking for follow through much higher, right? You could retrace a bit, who knows, and then push higher. Retracements are always good because it gives us more or less a discounted entry. where we could get a much cheaper entry, and that's where your risk to reward ratio comes in, where you ensure that your risk is much lower than your reward, right? And then now finally we have gold, right? Gold has been a hot head for a while now. The commodity spread has been increasing, and we need to be careful with this metal, gold. Uh, it moves, it has been moving in thousands of pips. And from what I have here, I have a couple of untested areas, right? That I would like the market to, visit this week. I would like the market to visit this week. So I would like to see something like this. Then maybe punch, then maybe punch, even use here to retest again and then punch here. So if that is going to happen, right, and I get a good entry, then hopefully we could have another close to 1,000 pips, or here will give us about 500 plus, and here should give us about 1,000 pips. Meanwhile, our risk should probably be about 60 to 80 pips thereabout, or 50 to 80 pips thereabout, and then we punch and bring it much lower, right? So let's see how this all play out. We'll do an update as usual for all these instruments that we have here, and if we have any other one that might spring up that we haven't talked about now, then we would add it into the continuation video from tomorrow, right? And once again, we have about 6 instruments on the radar, on the watch list for today. Hopefully we get a few, right? So not necessarily everything. Hopefully a few, 2, 3 play out accordingly, and then give us some nice pips for this week. So we could start this week strong, and let's see how this goes. Right. Once again, my name is Tolu, and you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's repetition, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, and so on. Right. So as usual, keep safe from the coronavirus, social distancing, wash your hands regularly with soap and water, use hand sanitizers when you need to. Most importantly, social distancing. Stay at home for a little while. Hope you stock up your fridge, you have necessary food and water and the likes, and we need to eradicate this very fast. As usually, uh, as usual, we normally say that in the forex market, whether something good or bad is happening, we can make money. But at the end of the day, when we make the money, we need to spend the money outside, right? If you're going to buy a car, you're going to drive it out. You're going to go shopping, you're going to go out. So before we can go out, we need to ensure that the coronavirus has been taken care of. So let's all do the needful, and let's keep safe. Okay, thank you. Another update coming up shortly. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now. Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today is the 1st of April 2020. So happy new month of everybody, and welcome to the second quarter of 2020. Right, so this is just a quick update based on our earlier video. This is a continuation, and now you can see that we've been able to get our entry on Euro USD over here. As we said earlier, we're expecting it to give us a pullback. We got our entry, we got 2 positions here, and it's now dropped. I think we forgot an area here. There's an area here as well, right? So you can see that's gotten close to that area. So this might be an area of support where the market might push further up. But I'm going to watch this area closely, and I'm expecting it to, fall further down. Right. This week, don't forget Friday, or for every first Friday of every new month, we have the NFP, non-farm payroll, that has to do with the unemployment claims for the United States. Right. And I'm sure the numbers should be bad based on the COVID-19. Obviously, the numbers should be bad. So that probably might be bad for dollars. Well, let's see how it goes. Right. I'm not one to make predictions. I just like to follow the market and take the information fundamentally as a heads up as to what probably might happen. I'm already in profit now, as you can see, and I'm going to reduce my stop losses and lock up these trades, tighten it up some more, and make it a free trade very soon. So quickly now to the other instruments that we talked about. GPUSD, no entry for now. The market seems to still be ranging around this area here. So we're looking out for the breakout, either to the upside or to the downside, a breakout here or here. Anyone, I'll just simply wait and see if I can get something. If I can't get anything, then probably till next week, I'll look at this GBP USD. USD CHF, as we normally say, it moves in the opposite direction with Euro USD here. So this USD CHF we have here, no entry. I didn't get any entry on it, but I believe I should have gotten around here. As you can see, this is an area of interest, a flip zone, and it tested out twice and now pushing higher. Once it clears this high from this week, it should get here. So once it gets here, don't forget, Euro USD and USD CHF tend to move in the opposite direction. So if USD CHF is going to push higher, then Euro USD should drop further, right? And I'm already inside Euro USD trade, so okay with that with 2 positions. USD JPY, good. USD JPY, on the other hand, I had a loss on this. I placed a buy here, trying to push higher, but you can see this whole mess here. It knocked me out, and it's still inside this consolidation here. It might still push higher or lower. I really don't know. But as of today, I don't have any interest in this. Well, things might change, but it's not just looking pretty in my eyes. I've taken that out of my, my watch list, so to say. USD card. Well, not every day is Christmas, as we all know. I had a loss trying to go long here, killed me here. It got to this area here, as you can see, of support. It got here and then pushed higher. You obviously can't make all the trades. You can't make all the pips. The ones that you can make, just make sure that you make well more than what you lose, and you are good to go. So I've had about 2 losses this week already on USD JPY and on the dollar card, and I'm not sweating it, as my profit usually takes care of my losses. And then on gold, good. On gold, just as we analyzed earlier, this was the sideways markets that we've been talking about also on different mediums as well. And then we had, the breakout here to the downside, and then the market has pulled back to retest this area. I still wanted to push a bit higher to give me an entry, and then I would definitely short it either to here or here, depending on how the market moves. Don't forget, Friday would be our non-farm payroll, and obviously these instruments should react in a volatile manner. Finally, I know we didn't talk about this NZD USD, but I got an entry here, and this actually looks like a head and shoulders in a funny way, where this is the left shoulder, the head, and kind of the right shoulder that matches with the left shoulder, and an entry after this. And now you can see it's reacting to this area here of support. If you look very well, this was a false break, by the way. You can see the market is reacting here, but I'm just looking at pushes higher a bit, expecting it to fall further down. If it breaks out of this area here, if it breaks out of this support here, I don't think anything should stop it from getting to about 0.5720 support area over here, demand area here, and then maybe you can see my take profit is at the bottom here. I'm expecting to also fall further, but most times whenever I get to an area of interest, the trouble area, I watch it for reactions to know whether I'll pull out early or I'll see whether to ride further down. So these are the instruments that we have as an update for this week. I would also obviously do another video to see what, or rather how we close for this week, right? Hopefully it should be another profitable week. Even if you have small losses, just ensure the losses are small. So I was about to say, even if you have losses, ensure that losses are small, minimal, and then make sure that your profits are well maximized. You can see this trade over here. Let's use the crosshair. This is the crosshair tool here. This trade we entered here. This is our stop loss, about 35 pips thereabout. First take profit or first trouble area where it is has given us about 50. That's well over 1-to-1. And if it gets to this place about 210, 35 to 210, that's about 1-to-6. And then if it gets to this place about 320, that's about close to 1-to-10 risk to reward ratio. So obviously over here, I'm very okay. And let's see how it goes. I'll do another update of this and then we'll come back to it. So happy new month. Ensure you keep safe. Let's try and eradicate this coronavirus by social distancing and so on. Thank you, everybody, and catch you shortly.
Okay, good evening. Good evening. How are you doing today? This will be the final update for this week. This week was rather well. Had some winners and we had some losses as well. And the losses were small, but well, we ended in a profitable week nonetheless. But I would have preferred it to be much better. But obviously, there's always a better opportunity next week. The best trade was Euro USD, as we have over here. Earlier we said we wanted to enter. We got two positions, and then we got our take profit here nicely at this bottom area. GU, we didn't have any entry. GU, okay, no, sorry, we had a small loss here on GU, right? We had a small loss over here on GU, right? Most of the losses were small but annoying actually, but nonetheless, it's part of the business. And then on dollar Sweden, didn't have any opportunity. Remember, Euro USD and USD Switzerland francs, they tend to move in the opposite direction. Right? So this was a short, and this would have been a long, but no opportunity. If you had an entry, then would have made profit on that as well. USD JPY2 had a small loss over here, trying to go long, even though it still pushed higher, but it took us out before proceeding much higher. Dollar card as well, another small loss. As I said, small losses was the order of the day. And don't forget, you're always supposed to ensure that your losses are small and your profit is much higher. Obviously, take profit should be higher than stop loss at all. Gold, um, gold was rather annoying as well. Small losses on gold, about three small losses on gold here, trying to short. Earlier, we said we're waiting for the market to come back to test after breaking out from here. But we're not interested in entering here. We're interested in entering here. And then it came and retested up 3 times, pulled the trigger 3 times, and then it didn't go according to plan. Right. So if you look at the gold on the weekly time frame, most likely it would look like a doji, so to say, with no clear winner for this week. And this is for uh, gold, right? And then we had two other trades which are still running now. They haven't hit the take profit, but it's about 10 minutes to the end of the day, and I don't hold trades over the weekend. So I'm going to be closing this trade manually now, and I'll call it a day. Two positions here. Close this one now. Close this one now. They didn't get to my take profit, no problem. And then finally, Australian dollar, US dollar as well. Didn't get to take profit. After a while, uh, getting here, this is an area of former resistance, now support, and it seems to be reacting here. I wanted a break. I wanted the NFP actually to be more vicious than what it was, but unfortunately we didn't have that today. So I'm going to close this one too as well, as I don't hold it over the weekend. All in all, it was a fairly good week. Closed out in profits, small profits nonetheless. Well, they say that half bread is better than puff puff, and we know that not every week would be a fantastic week, so to say. Right? Happy New Month again, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Today is Friday, TGIF. Uh, Remember to keep safe. This is isolation period, lockdown period, so we can quickly beat COVID-19 and be out doing our thing. Right? So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you same time next week. Goodbye.